but oh! Both men down. The only thing that broke their fall was the concrete floor.
Okay, Matt's out.
Matt,
He's out.
the back of his head
Yes,
struck
it
the...
did. All right, all...
Well, this is terrifying.
I've been traumatized.
You're a burping gutter slut.
What in the world?
Look at Lita go! Milkomania is running!
Yippee-ki-yay!
I'm something about it.
What's up, everyone, and welcome to another pay-per-view edition of Tops and Bottoms. My name is Joey Mayberry. I am your dad bod demigod, and today I'm going to be talking all things All Out 2020. AEW presented us with one of its biggest pay-per-views of the year, if not the biggest. So I want to talk everything that happened, give you the complete rundown, and of course, declare each match a top or a bottom. This is a long show, so let's dive right on in.
To the high rent district. And hits that beautiful elbow drop. Hooks the far leg. 2, 3.
Let's go ahead and talk about the kickoff. The first match we got was SERPENTICO versus Joey JANELA. Y'all, this match was exactly what you would think between these two. Very fast-paced, very fun. It was an unexpected little bout. It kind of felt like a dark match, which... dark match. I like seeing Joey Janela get the win. I know that Sunny Kiss, Joey's partner, is going to be taking on SERPENTICO on Dark. Hopefully they play off of that. This is a fun little match. It's the top.
Cassidy goes off the back of Quen. Gin and juice.
That could be it. Well, he's back.
3. That is it.
Next up on the pre-show, we got Private Party going up against the Dark Order members number 3 and 4. You guys, I can't state enough how much I love Private Party. These guys come out and they just show some brand new things every single time they step in the ring. Just when I think they've capped their creativity level, boom! Here comes a whole load of stuff. Private Party's where it's at. That's not to discredit the Dark Order, it's just this was Private Party's match. They got the win, I got to yell, I took a sip of my beverage, life was alright. This match is a top.
Put her to sleep.
Nighty night.
He's out. That's it. Ring the bell.
That is it. Wow.
That was the pre-show. Now let's jump into the main show, starting with a match that was supposed to be on the pre-show. It was the tooth and nail match between Dr. Britt Baker and Big Swole. This was a cinematic style match. It took place inside of Dr. Britt Baker's dentist office. This was billed as a cinematic style match, but it, to me, felt more like just a fight or a brawl outside of the ring. I loved Reba's little accent. I loved all the little teases of like a horror thing. The match itself seemed more comedy than serious, and that's not a bad thing. This feud's been entirely comedy from the get-go, but I did want to see some seriousness added to it because it's been such a long feud. This has been going on since March. I really wanted to see more physicality than hokiness, but this is a fun little way to start off the show. I didn't think this match would actually start off the show. I think it was on the kickoff show for a reason. I think it kind of needed to be, actually. But it was fun. It was something different. I'm going to declare it a top.
The BTE trigger.
Oh, that sandwich they had between the knees.
Finally it did it. Finally it did it.
The next match was the Jurassic Express taking on the Young Bucks in... By God, what a stellar match. The Bucks have finally met a team that just oozes creativity with them. The idea of a possible scenario in the future of the Young Bucks versus Jurassic Express versus Private Party in a three-way dance. Oh, God, buy me a t-shirt, get me a ticket, I would love it. This was a very strong outing for Jungle Boy. This really showed that he is going to be the next evolution in the company. Bring on the term evolution in a fun way because you also have the lovely Luchasaurus. A man who can do things that a man his size should never be able to do. This was fun. We saw the Young Bucks pick up the win in just a stellar match. This is definitely a top.
Roberts.
And now Eddie kicks out.
Damn it.
Lance Hart wins it.
Next was the most stacked casino battle royale in the history of AEW. There were so many good names, talents, feuds, storylines, a lot built into this contest. I was so excited going into it, and it didn't disappoint. The Joker of the Battle Royale was, of course, Matt Sydal, WWE's Evan Bourne. He made his debut in AEW, and it was very unfortunate. He slipped off the rope for his shooting star press, and I giggled a little bit. Unfortunate for him, the overall winner of the tournament was Lance Archer, so he is getting the next World Heavyweight Championship shot. I get it. I'm very excited for him. I'm excited for fans of him. I'm personally not too high on him, so I was kind of like, okay. But if you're a Lance Archer fan, this was your night. I think he's going to give Moxley a hell of a contest once that comes around. Spoilers for the main event. You should have watched it already. I'm late on this video. But Lance Archer's last elimination was Kingston. This match had a great flow and a lot of fun. This is a top.
Oh, but
Both men down. The only thing that broke their fall was the concrete floor.
Okay, Matt's out.
Matt,
He's out.
the back of his head.
Whew. You guys, next was the most horrifying thing I've seen on television in a while. It was Sammy Guevara taking on Matt Hardy in a Broken Rules match, which is basically a last man standing match. Early on in the match, we saw them dive off of a scissor lift onto a platform. Matt Hardy's head and back just completely missed it, smashed into the concrete, and when he's just laying there, I'm like, oh no. Little known fact about me, I wrestle, I'm trained, and I've had a few concussions in my time. When you're sitting there watching someone not move and not respond, whew, that was scary. Then tack on, they tried to stand him back up, and he could not even get back on his own 2 feet and was just stumbling. Just all the bad vibes, all the flashbacks. Ugh. Aubrey Edwards threw up the X, and they went straight into what I'm assuming was just the finish, which was a man who was just knocked out a few minutes prior, climbing scaffolding to knock another man off of it. No, I couldn't get around the irresponsibleness of this. It really did just terrify me the entire time, and it was really hard to focus on the fact that they were trying to rebuild Matt Hardy in this match. After that, this was terrifying. I wish they would have just stopped it and thrown it out, or just did the 10 count while Matt was unresponsive on the ground and stopped the match there. This I didn't like. This upset me a little bit. This is a bottom.
For the first time ever really in this match.
Hikaru Shida. Oh, the Tamashi! Covers 1, 2, 3!
Coming up after the most terrifying thing in the world was a match that I was very excited to watch. It was the AEW Women's Championship, where Hikaru Shida was putting her title on the line against the NWA World Women's Champion Thunder Rosa. What a technical showcase, you guys. These two were like tit for tat, right in line with each other. I love the opening T spots, you know, the kip ups from the front flip, just showing that they can keep up with each other, showing what this match was going to bring. I love the teases toward the end of, you know, trying to do a superplex to the outside and then ending up with the Tiger Driver on the apron. This was fun. I really wish we had more build and context to this match, because I don't think that either character showed through. I think they really showed out in the ring. But we need these characters and these women on television each week to really get invested in them, because so many people want to be invested. I want to know more about Shida. I want to know who she is. I want to know more about Thunder Rosa. But this match was stellar. They showed that if you give them time and you give them build and you give them something, or just a chance to go out in the ring and have a decent match, they do. It really felt like old school, like Michelle McCool, Melina type deal, where they're just like, oh, the women went out there and had a stellar match. What? And you're just like, yeah, they could do that if you let them. But this match was fantastic. We saw Hikaru pick up the win, retain her title, and this match is a top.
Yeah, he's
Moonsault. Oh, he missed the moonsault.
Nobody there, big chance.
he should have covered him.
Didn't pay off.
Oh, look at this inside cradle. 1, 2, what? Oh!
It was the Dark Order taking on the Nightmare Family with Matt Cardona and Scorpio Sky in an 8-man tag team match. This was good. This was solid. There was a lot of fun spots here. There was a lot of interesting storytelling. This feud has really escalated since Brody Lee took out Cody. I wanted to see it escalate a little bit more than this. This kind of felt more like a write-off match. I don't think they actually needed to put this on All Out. I think what they needed for this contest was, I know that they announced that Dustin Rhodes is coming for Brody Lee's championship. I think Dustin should have came for Brody at this pay-per-view and just had a singles match. I think that would have really built this feud further, because this match felt like a Dynamite match. It didn't really feel like much of the pay-per-view, and after the Matt Hardy situation and the fact that this had been on for a long time, this match was a little bit exhausting. I couldn't really keep focused during it. It was a solid outing for all of them, but it was just kind of like, I could have done without this match, and that doesn't really for a pay-per-view make. So unfortunately, this match is also a bottom.
And now, looking for it again. A spike pile driver. Cover 1, 2, 3. Watch.
We've got new champions.
Next up was the AEW Tag Team Championship match, where Hangman Adam Page and Kenny Omega were putting their titles on the line against FTR. I went into this hoping FTR would win, and they did, but what I didn't expect was it to be 30 minutes long and there to be so much little intricacies and stories packed into this thing. We've seen the heel turn tease of Adam Page for weeks. We've seen the heel turn tease of Kenny Omega for weeks. This is like the culmination of it. Were they going to butt heads? Were they going to coexist? And they did not. A little hiccup wound up costing them the tag team championships, and it's going to cost them their friendship, their relationship, everything. We've watched this whole relationship deteriorate for months on end here in AEW, and this was that nice little tipping point. And it was so naturally built, so much fun to watch. Top that off with one of the best tag teams in the world getting the tag team championship in a stellar contest. This was all lovely. Congratulations, FTR. Top.
On disaster and humiliation.
Here he comes again.
Next up was the MIMOSA Mayhem match. It was Orange Cassidy versus Chris Jericho. The way to win was either pinfall, submission, or by completely submerging your opponent in a vat of mimosa. Talk about a dream for me. This was fun. This kind of suffered from the same fate for me as the overall match for the Natural Nightmares and the Dark Order. It just kind of felt like they were running low on time, especially after a half-an-hour tag team match with small storyline progression. Orange Cassidy really building himself into the superstar that he already kind of is. This match was fun for what it was. It was kind of exactly what I expected, including the outcome with Chris Jericho being submerged in the mimosa. I love the idea that they put this vat of mimosa there, and then there's a pinfall and submission stipulation. That's not how you're going to end the match, even though you made a giant hot tub of mimosa. But this was fun. I'm going to declare it a top.
There it is. Oh, yeah. There it is. There it went.
Paradigm shift. Referee's back was turned.
After the long forward march to the main event, we have arrived, ladies and gentlemen. It was Jon Moxley going one-on-one with MJF, AEW Championship on the line. So good. The only thing that could have made this match better was MJF winning. And that's just me. I like MJF. I love the heel side of him. I think he's very entertaining and very charismatic. Not that Moxley isn't, just I was ready for MJF 2020. No lie, I was. The match stipulation was that Moxley could no longer use the paradigm shift. The referee got knocked out and he used the paradigm shift. And I'm just kind of like, I kind of wanted something a little bit more creative, but I'm not upset with that. It's classic kind of what Moxley would do as a character, so you can't be mad at it. Fun little finish, fun match. I am naming this a top. Alright guys, with only a handful of bottoms, it's time to declare All Out itself an overall top or an overall bottom. I think if you read the statistics and my reaction, you already know that AEW's All Out 2020 brought us a lot of surprises, one of the most terrifying moments I've ever seen, and honestly, that little Matt Hardy segment was the only thing that really brought it down. The show was a little long for my taste, but you know what? When you're packing in so many good storylines and such good action, and for a new company that's only on its real second year of business, it kind of makes sense that you would go a little bit long trying to get all your ish in. I'm gonna say that, honestly, All Out was a major top. But those are just my opinions. What did you think? Leave some comments right down here, and while you're at it, click that subscribe button, ring that bell, and also watch whenever I get new content. If you do that, it's gonna let you know when I put out new content. See what I'm doing here? Trying to help you out, help me out, scratch my back, scratch yours. If you'd like to follow me across social media, I'm Joey_Mayberry across pretty much everything. And also be sure to check me out on Ring the Bell, where I am reviewing women's wrestling each and every week. That link is in my channel. Thank you guys so much for watching this AEW All Out review, and I will be back soon with another weekly wrestling tops and bottoms. Until then, you know what? I think I need a nap. I think I just need a solid nap, and I can just